Welcome. Sexual Enigma here.
Sexual enigma.
Sex Talk Mondays is here.
You know what it is. Look at that.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. Tonight we're talking about owning your pleasure.
Owning.
What does that mean? What does that look like for you?
What does it look
All
like?
of the things. But let's say, who are we?
Who are we? Those are the things that's important.
Yes, right. I'm Robin. Hello. I am a personal trainer, yoga trapeze instructor, and half of Sexual Enigma.
Yes. And I am Tamara. I am the yoga instructor, Pilates instructor, as well as a Group X instructor. And I'm the other half of Sexual Enigma.
Mm-hmm. And so Sexual Enigma is all about creating a space for couples to come together and delve deeper into intimacy, vulnerability, and trust. And we do that by mat-based yoga and partner yoga trapeze.
Yes.
So, if you ever want to try some of those sexy moves with us, you just let us know. Send us a DM. Register for one of our workshops.
Yes.
Yeah.
And coming soon,
Our retreat in June, Durham, North Carolina.
boom.
Yes.
But you
Be
know.
ready.
Okay.
All right. So if you're just joining us again, we are talking about owning your pleasure tonight.
Yes. Own
And
it.
before we get all the way into that, I want to say two things.
What?
Shout out to everyone who got out and voted
Yes.
and did their thing and took part in democracy in this presidential election.
Yes.
Thank you. If it went your way or if it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, we still appreciate you being out there and doing your duty.
Yes.
Casting your vote.
Casting your vote is very
Shout
important.
out.
Yes.
Good work. And also, condolences to Alex Trebek family. The Jeopardy.
Oh.
Man, if you like me and grow up with a little bit of Jeopardy,
Yes.
you might be feeling this loss.
Yes. Yes.
So just, words of love sending that way.
Yes. Good vibration.
Yes. All right.
You know what time it is. Stop playing.
Kombucha Wars!
Kombucha Wars!
So, tonight, my
What
flavor
does she have?
is Health Aid Kombucha,
Ooh.
and it is Pink Lady Apple.
Pink Lady
Lady
Apple.
Again, shout out to one of our viewers, Meg B42290, for hooking us up with this yummy tasting thing that we're gonna try tonight.
Should I try yours?
I mean, you should
I know,
try it.
well,
You
let
should
me
drink
try- let me
yours.
tell you.
'Cause that one was good too.
Yeah. Shout out to Megan because now Tamara's hooked. I'm hooked on this. What was this one? Living with Gratitude. OMG. I love this. We had this. Robin had this last week, and I've been drinking it ever since. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can taste everything in it, and I love it. I am an earth child. I am an earth sign, so yes, I taste all the spices, everything. So this is where I am today, and this is GT's. So yum yum.
Oh, someone is drinking some Guava Goddess by
Ooh.
GT.
Yay.
Yes. All right. Again, tonight we're talking about owning your pleasure.
Oh.
And we're just going to taste our kombucha because we have to do a taste test before we get
Yes.
You know what yours tastes
Yes, I
like.
sure do. Oh, I can
That's
smell
not
it.
bad.
Is it?
Yeah. I feel like I taste the appleness to it.
Oh.
I can sip on this.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
sip
very
on
much.
this. This is my favorite.
Okay. Owning your pleasure. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, to your partner?
The spices got me. Okay. Well, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Partner.
Owning your pleasure. Let's do this.
What does that mean?
Yeah, we're talking about it. You gotta talk to us.
Owning your pleasure. I'm going to talk to y'all.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell y'all about owning your pleasure. It is natural, joyful, and uniquely personal.
What is natural, joyful, and uniquely personal?
Owning your pleasure,
and how do we
pleasing
own it?
yourself,
Yes.
whatever that is to you.
Owning your pleasure tonight is mostly about masturbation.
Yes.
So get ready for that.
Get ready.
Keep going.
It's natural. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say that. So many people are uncomfortable talking about sex anyway, and of course they're probably even more uncomfortable talking about masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and those conversations need to happen. That's why we have Sex Talk what? Every Monday at what? 7:30. Just saying. So tonight we're talking about masturbation and or owning your pleasure, however you want to receive that. There are three key things to include on this, because it's like what is it? It's like there's some things to own, right? So there's things like recognizing your shame, right? If there is shame in masturbation. Many people attach shame to sexual experiences, often being shamed about past experiences or exploring sexuality or even masturbation, right?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of things can come into that play into why they feel shame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And some reasons why people may feel shameful about masturbation or just sexual pleasure in general could be connected to their religious beliefs, their spiritual beliefs, cultural upbringing. All those things can play a part into kind of like that guilt that can reside with some when you're trying to have just pleasure outside of the confines of marriage or whatever thoughts that you have associated with it. And so we're here to tell you that, like, it's okay. Masturbation is natural, it's normal, it's not wrong.
Right. And I think I shared with you earlier this evening that when I was young, I remember my mom saying that, ooh, okay, so my mom's not from this country, so if I talk with an accent, it's because she has an accent. So she was like, oh, Tamara, you cannot touch yourself like that because God does not like that. But me thinking, I'm like, but it feels good. Why would he not want us to do that? Are you sure? I mean, I don't get it. I'm just saying. So and I grew up kind of thinking that was true. Like masturbation, I mean, I still did it. But I'm just saying.
Wait, she said, I mean, I still did it.
I did, because I was like, it feels good. I'm just saying. Just being true. Just being transparent to my peeps out there. So, you know, I remember her saying that. So, yes. So, where are you from? Oh, my mother is from Haiti. So, West Indies. Okay, Jesus. Okay. But anyway.
So, one of the comments that came in is that their family just never acknowledged masturbation and maybe even sex. Yeah. I'm not quite sure.
Right.
But I'll say that my family did the same.
Yeah.
It was not something we talked about. Mm-hmm. I remember the first mention of sex to me was I was in my late 20s. 25, actually mid-20s. I think I was 25. And my mom my mom was Jamaican. She had went, she went to a baby shower and they were talking about big feet and its association with the penis, as well as big hands being associated with a larger penis. And she asked me, like, have you heard that before? And I remember being like, holy shit, I do not want to talk about this with you right now.
Is your mom my mom's sister? I'm telling you a true story. This happened like 5 years ago. We were watching something. My mom and I were watching something, and they pulled out a dildo. And she was like, oh, Tamara, what is a dildo? I just kept looking straight at the TV. I said, I'm not going to even acknowledge, because if you don't know by now, would you die? You're not going to know that. You don't know. Don't try that. Okay.
Woo. All right.
Just saying.
That was our walk down memory lane.
Yes.
You never know what you're gonna get with us. But
I'm just saying.
It is very common for people to have shame or guilt associated with pleasuring themselves,
right,
or just the act of sex. Right. And so we're here to tell you it's okay. It's actually really important to understand what makes you tick as far as like that goes. You know,
what excites you?
Yeah, what excites you? What touch, here and where and when can get you to that next level of excitement and sensuality and just being turned on. And without that, map, you can't really expect someone else to just know how to pleasure you when you're not at the place to know how to pleasure yourself. It takes
beautifully said. Said so nicely.
I mean, some partners are able to figure out ways to please their partner without that partner having, the background knowledge, but it makes it so much easier if you know.
You can get right to it.
Mm-hmm. You can. Yes. All right, so we mentioned shame.
Yes.
Also, if you're just joining us, we're talking about owning your own pleasure through masturbation and everything else that comes along with that.
That's right, right. Next one is accepting desires. Permit yourself to feel comfortable about your desire. If you practice safe sex, you can give yourself the freedom to explore and enjoy those desires.
Mm-hmm. Tapping into your desire, letting your mind wander while you start to play with yourself is a great way to tap into your desires.
Create that scenario.
Yes, create the scenario that you want. Like, just allow your mental, because we can create a whole lot of things.
Yes, if you remember her story about camping.
I
have not forgotten about that one. You need to check it out. It was one of our earlier ones. Was it that first one?
I think it was the one we talked about fantasies.
Yes.
The one that is on fantasies.
Yes, fantasies. I'm just saying that was a good one.
Play it out in your mind. And if, that becomes old or tiresome, you can always go to actually watching pornography or reading an erotic book.
Ooh.
Those are good ways to kind of...
Erotic books.
Uh-huh.
Well, we talked about Zane a little bit. Was it last week?
We did. Actually...
What?
Next week...
Tell the people.
We'll be having one of our viewers who is big in, like, the erotic book world and has written many books. He'll be on next week to talk with us about erotic books and just how it can be used in relationships and everything.
Yeah.
So look out
Self
for that.
play.
Yes. Just come next week.
Yes.
In more than one way.
And all of that. Come. Anyway. So yes. That is a good way. Reading erotic books is a good way to allow. I mean, if you like, I can't, let my mind wander that way. Let a book take you there.
Because it will. It will.
You're like, oh, snap. Oh, okay. Okay. So the third one is considering the biological nature of sex. So consider the biological nature of sex. Humans, we are made to have it, enjoy it, and be biologically imperative to enjoying sex, pleasing ourselves, that pleasure, that spot that makes you. What did Dr. Yolanda Ragland say? Her one eye go down. Just saying.
Yes.
That was foot fetish.
So when we're thinking about masturbation and just that point that Tamara just made, like, our bodies are made to enjoy sex and to do that because it's a part of just what our bodies can do. So then how is masturbation something that can cause like that negative feeling towards it? It really just comes from that upbringing or any other cultural things that play a part in that. And so hopefully by the end of today, if anyone is struggling with that, they're able to remove some of it. And also I would say talk with a sex therapist, a sexpert, talk with friends, try to start breaking down those barriers.
And it starts with conversation.
Yeah, it starts with conversation.
I'm just saying. Touch yourself. It's okay.
It's okay. So there are, and because it's okay, there are actual benefits associated with masturbation. Yes, let's talk about a few benefits. Stress relief is a huge benefit. You listen, once you reach orgasm, you just release a lot of stress, and it's helpful.
It is helpful. What was I mad at again?
Right? Like, I'm just on cloud nine.
I
know. So stress relief. It also helps for a better night's sleep.
It does. I mean, it does.
Yeah,
just saying. Sometimes you need to knock it out, and you're like, oh, I'm good now. I've done it.
It releases tension in the body, which is also good to help relieve some stress. It increases your sexual drive. So the more you masturbate, the more likely you are want to have actual sex or intercourse or whatever sexual act works with you and your partner. So the more that you do that, the more that you masturbate and self-pleasure yourself, the more likely you are to want to have other types of sex. There was a study done that women who were married who masturbated regularly had a happier marriage. They were happier in their marriage. I don't know the reasons why, but they were happier as opposed to those who were not.
Oh. Interesting.
So, and then also it elevates your mood, can relieve or alleviate different pains within the body when you masturbate on a regular basis. Lots of benefits.
It relieves the pain?
Benefits. Yes. It can also relieve
a headache. I have had.
Tell us again.
If you have any pressure in your head or sinus pain,
masturbate, and it helped you.
Gone, girl, gone. I'm like, there's something to this.
A comment that came in that I want to just acknowledge and said is, if you are thinking about sex texting an ex or just texting an ex, masturbate first and see if you still want to reach out to them. Because it just may be that you had an itch that you could take care of yourself.
How about that? Reach out and touch yourself. Okay? Not the ex.
Oh, it also increases concentration.
Ooh.
And this is
Don't do that work.
So one of the pieces that can be like detrimental when you're thinking about masturbation is where it gets to the place where you aren't unable to function. Like you're constantly masturbating to where like you're not working, or you're skipping out on work to go masturbate, or you're missing out on times with friends, or you're replacing masturbation with like a coping mechanism for maybe you're not happy in your relationship, or maybe you're not just happy in your own circumstances of life. Like if masturbation is being used in those types of ways, again, you might want to talk with somebody, talk with a specialist and see what might be going on as to why you're using it that way. But if you just out here just getting your pleasure in, get your pleasure in. Enjoy yourself.
Very good point, though. Very good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
It's a celebration. So there are some things that are misconceptions around masturbation.
What are they?
And we're going to talk about them now.
I can't wait.
So a few myths that you may or may not have heard is that masturbating causes you to go blind. And listen, if I orgasm so hard off of
I know that's right,
and I go blind, it must have been worth it.
It must have been worth it. You hit the right spot. I mean, the right spot. Like, God.
But that is a myth. It is not true. Masturbating will not cause you to go blind. Okay.
I think that's probably what parents probably told their kids.
Maybe.
When they caught them, you're going to go blind.
Another myth is that if you masturbate too much, you'll get hairy palms. Never heard that either. Like just hair will start popping up on your palms. I don't know if it's like supposedly like I don't know where that thought came from. Yeah. But that is a myth. That is not true.
That's funny though.
Okay. Impotence later in life is a common myth that I've heard actually.
Really?
Yeah, that men who masturbate too much will not be able to, they'll have impotence later on in life. And that's not true.
Okay.
It's not true at all. So don't believe that one.
I guess they
whack off how you need to.
She said it.
Another thing that is a myth is that masturbation can give males erectile dysfunction. And that is also a myth. So, no, sir.
Okay.
Like I said, whack off when we need to.
Like, is it numbered? Like, you only get a certain amount of numbers of masturbations, or what?
I
know the
Myths.
myths. The myths. I'm like,
I don't know where it come from, but
okay.
All right, another one is penis shrinkage. And penis curvature. That if you masturbate too much, your penis will shrink, or that it'll have a curve. Listen, a curve or a hook on some
that might be right.
Okay, but if you masturbate, those are not the reasons why you would have those things. Okay, it's not because of masturbation. Low sperm counts. I actually heard this not associated with masturbation, but I heard it associated with the type of underwear men use.
Okay, like
that if they use like the tidy whities, it could have low sperm count.
Now I have heard that.
Yeah,
I have not heard that. For that. No, I haven't heard that.
Okay. Next one is infertility. That masturbation can cause infertility for women. That is that is a myth. It is not true. Actually, for women, masturbating on a regular basis increases like
the blood flow.
Blood flow to that area, which then can increase the moisture or wetness that comes. So you could end up with more of a wop if you masturbating a lot on your own.
I'm saying that. And I actually went to this seminar where she was a physical therapist, but she also was, I can't remember, she was a doctor, and she said that women need to touch themselves and masturbate. I could have swore she said at least 3 or 4 times the week. I listened to her. I'm just saying to keep the moisture and the blood flow going, because it's one of those things you don't use it, you lose it. Just saying.
One comment came in that says, I've heard that masturbation damages your lady bits and makes them stop working. Too many nerve endings for that. So that is a myth. I have heard that masturbating with a toy, like a vibrated thing to put on the clit, reduces the what is it called? Like when you touch something, like if I touched here too much, it would reduce
the sensory.
Yes, thank you. Like not sensory deprivation, but like dampens down the nerve ending.
Oh, okay.
But that's not true. Like if you are using a what is it? Anything that vibrates on the clit, and after a while you feel like it's not working, just take a break and then come back. The sensitivity, thank you. Those nerve endings are going to work. And if they don't for a moment, just take a break.
That sounds good.
Do
Try
some self massages. Get a different toy. Come back to it.
Get a different toy.
Yeah, use multiple toys.
Maybe you've upped the game. I'm just saying.
You never know. You never know.
It's all good.
Also, so there is a myth that people masturbate because they're in an unsatisfied relationship, and that does not necessarily need to be true.
Not necessarily need to be true. Can be, but not necessarily can be true. Let's put it that way.
Just because you or your partner masturbates does not mean that there's something wrong with you two sexually. You could be masturbating right next to one another. It's just...
Oh, that's sexy.
Yeah, exactly. It's sexy. It's just another way to enjoy, like, a sexual moment with your partner.
Yeah.
But, yeah, masturbating while you're in a relationship is fine. Most people do that. I mean, because sometimes your partner is not really wanting to get something in right then and there, but you are, you know? or they on vacation somewhere and you want to get your needs met. You just gonna wait for them to come back from vacation?
No.
Get yours in and then be super ready when they come back.
Super ready. I like that. Be super ready.
Yeah. So those are some myths that we have
those are good.
Debunked, and I hope I hope that you feel comfortable with masturbating outside of those.
Just feel good masturbating.
Okay, so let's now talk about a few side effects.
What are gonna be side effects?
That is horrible. All right.
These are good side effects, right?
Pretty much.
Okay,
much.
good.
One of them was what we mentioned was guilt or shame. That can be a side effect if you would like to see it as that way. Another thing is chafing of the skin. Or if the skin gets real tender. It may just means that, things were a little too vigorous and you need to just give the skin in that area some time to like calm down.
Wow.
But yeah, that's
I hope that was not in one setting.
I don't know.
Whatever. Just gonna drink my kombucha here.
Another thing that can happen is edema for the penis, where if you're masturbating too frequently with like a lot within a certain amount of time, the penis can swell and have edema. Yeah, but it doesn't last for long.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not like a thing that just stays. It'll go away over like, the next couple hours, maybe a day, depending on the person's body. But yeah, so that.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. If you winking too hard, and
you
finish one time, 5 minutes later you back at it, 2 minutes later you back, you know what I mean? Like that frequency can cause penis edema. So just putting that out there.
All right.
Just be safe.
Back at it after 5 minutes ago? Wow.
Yeah,
that could cause the chafing.
Yeah, exactly. Decreased sexual sensitivity, which is something we kind of talked about earlier with the clitoris, but it can also happen to males if
desensitized.
Their shaft, or anywhere else that they get pleasure from if they're doing it too much. But
ouch,
that's usually associated with like if there's a really tight grip. This is for the male. If you're masturbating with a really tight grip, that can that can cause.
I'm not trying to be a 12-year-old kid.
Decreased sexual sensation. The way that you come back from that is to reduce that hard grip around the penis. Just like, reduce the change up the masturbation technique.
There you go. Change up the technique.
Every once in a while, it's good to change the technique anyway.
Yeah. You get bored of the same thing.
You do. You get bored. You can get bored of the same toy. You can get bored of the same type of porn. You can get bored of some of these things.
Yes.
So change it up.
Mm-hmm. Let go of that grip.
All right, so
Robin is on it today, y'all. Listen to this.
Saying, setting the mood. We about to set the mood.
Set the mood.
We got to set the mood. So it is easy to set a mood for like your own masturbation time, whether it's increasing, like turning down the lights, putting on some music that you like, whatever you want. You can set the mood and make it like your own just quiet time, sensual time, whatever you want. You can be downstairs in your living room with porn on your big TV, or you can be upstairs in your room with smooth music on.
That's funny. That's right. Lights on or lights off. Boom.
Yes. Things that were good to have nearby is lube, because even though the body, especially for women, creates their own lubrication, it's good to just have that around. Okay. Next, a part of setting the mood is some essential oils.
Ooh.
Yes. So if you have an oil diffuser, or you just have some essential oils that you want to use on parts of your body that are not sensitive to it, I would not recommend using essential oils on your private area.
Don't do it.
But on other parts of your body to help start to stimulate you and get you into the mood is really good.
Maybe on some of the erogenous zones.
Yes, on some of the erogenous zones. So a really good oil to use would be patchouli oil.
Oh, I love patchouli.
Yes. Patchouli oil, it stimulates the sex hormones.
Oh, does it?
Yes. So having some patchouli oil in the air can help kind of stimulate you. Okay.
Nice.
Yes. You could also use, one of the comments came in, edible topical oils are available that you can use too.
What
One would
flavors are the
be-
best? 'Cause some of them taste kind of.
Yeah, but then you could also use like coconut oil. That's the edible
Okay.
oil that you use in cooking. You can use on
That's
your
right.
body.
That's right.
But again, coconut oil around the vaginal area, yeah, could potentially cause some problems just because of the sugar content in it. So just be aware of that. Some people are more sensitive to the use of coconut oil in the vaginal area or just the private area than others.
And be careful with you mentioned lube. You have the kind that heat up.
What about it? It can get too hot?
It get too hot, y'all. I'm just saying. I'll be the first one to guess I've experienced that. I'm like, God dang, it feels like it's on fire. Just saying. Be careful of those. Maybe I'm just sensitive. I don't know. But
Listen.
I felt like fire.
Ooh, okay.
Be careful of those. Facts. Thank you, Megan. I was like,
I haven't had that problem. I'm sorry, but
I'm gonna tell you the brand. Don't when I find take a picture of the brand and don't get that one because that was fire. Fire. Don't do it to yourself.
Okay. So, another good getting ready tip is to take your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should know. Well, you should know yourself, even if you don't know yourself. I mean, you're like, okay, here we go. Don't go too fast. Just stay on that steady, smooth.
Because then you build up that you build up the arousal, you build up the anticipation, all of it just builds up. And then when you orgasm, it makes it even better.
Yes.
So take your time, tease yourself, tease your body, caress different parts of your body, like we said, the erogenous zones. And if you are not sure what erogenous zones are or where they are on your body, we did a whole series on them.
Whole
so
month.
you can check that out.
Check it out.
But yeah, touching those areas, allowing yourself to kind of relax into it. And then take yourself higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Yes, that's some good masturbation technique.
That's some good masturbation. Take your time.
Take your time.
Because what are you rushing for?
Right. Set out an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever time you want. Set out some time for your masturbation love.
Masturbation love. I like that. Hashtag masturbation love.
Give your body, not your body, give your sex toys a break. We already talked about using a variety, so you can use a different type of sex toy. You can use your hand, or you can use other things like
what?
like a pillow. This is money for, I think, for females. I'm not sure if guys would use a pillow to masturbate. But yeah, take a pillow. Well,
tell me.
You just take a pillow and you just rub up against the pillow. Like you grinding it on a person. It's just a pillow.
I haven't tried that technique. I think it's a new thing I'm going to try. What do you do to the pillow? That's my special pillow.
I remember one movie I was watching, but there was this young girl. She was in high school, and she was masturbating with her teddy bear. Like his face, the nose area was hitting it for her. And her mom came in, not while she was in the act, but the next day or something. And grabbed that teddy bear and was just like, you just love this thing. You've had it for so many years. You're all grown up and you're just, it's just so cute. And rubbed her face against the teddy bear's face. And the girl was like, oh my God.
That made me laugh. Yes, pillow love does matter.
Yes. Listen, pillow, shower head.
I have to try that, although I've seen that on, Sex and the City.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen people getting underneath the faucet of the tub
Mm-hmm.
and letting the water run and sitting up against that, so the pressure from the water coming from the faucet, hitting the clitoris really works. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I can remember the movie, I'll put it in our whatchamacallit. I cannot remember the movie. It was funny though. It was about these teen,
oh my God,
these teen
that's hilarious.
girls. It's hilarious. So we also talked about using erotica books, fantasy books, and pornography to help, move
as
along.
a tool to
that sexual fun.
Hashtag masturbation love.
So my question to you is:
No, did we pass that?
We know we here now, and to our viewers
Yes.
also, how often do you masturbate?
Well, it used to be a lot.
I didn't hear you. What?
It used to be a lot.
Oh, it's not anymore. Why it's not a lot anymore?
Because I got other things taken care of.
She got things taken care of now.
But I was following what the doctor said, that she was a physical therapist. Also, I can't remember exactly what. She'd be a good person to bring on the show as well. She said 3 or 4 times a day, so I was like, okay, I'm going to up that.
3 or 4 times a day?
I'm sorry, that week. Sorry, people. Sorry, week for masturbation to help the blood flow. Like, women need to have that blood flow. So I was like, I'm going to up that. We do it 5.
See it as an exercise. It's part of your exercise regimen.
It does help you sleep too.
Mm-hmm.
Knocks you right out.
Mm-hmm. Reduces stress and tension in the body.
Yeah.
So many things.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm about to.
Okay.
That's where the was coming from.
Oh. Don't leave me out there hanging. She masturbates a lot. Yes,
Wait,
I
you
do.
still didn't tell me how often you do it.
It
You
was
just
5
said
days.
not as often. I'm talking
Anymore?
about currently.
Oh, currently?
Currently.
I'd say currently it's probably 3 or 4. It's still 3 or 4
Okay.
times the week.
Good.
To be-
Good.
yes.
Yeah, I'm about averaging that too. 3 to 4, maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on.
Gotta keep that blood flow.
Yes. Keep that WAP ready.
Keep that wop like that.
We don't want the DAP.
No.
DAP is dry ass pussy. We don't want the DAP.
No.
We want the WAP.
The wop.
Mm-hmm. And masturbation helps with that.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody out there want to tell us how often they masturbate?
Yes.
Or you can just give a general, like, I do masturbate or I don't. Has there been anything associated with masturbation, like guilt or something that made you take pause before you got to this place of masturbating on a regular?
She's asking the questions tonight. I would say, like I gave that story about my mom saying, like, oh, geez, God does not, I mean, we even prayed on that. I was like, oh my God. Yes! I was like, oh my
Mama was serious.
But like I said, I may have paused then, but I was like, I'm still good. That felt good. It's like, what?
Why would I stop doing
Why
this?
would I stop doing this? So I continued on. Maybe now as a mature woman, I know it's okay, but then it was kind of like I would never dare talk about it with my friends. Where now I'm like, yeah, it's normal. So I mean, even in my 20s, I probably would have never dared, even like a bestie, never talk about it, but I still did it. But it's now that I'm I'm like, I don't care anymore. I mean, it's normal. It's something that we do. I'm not the only person in the world that does it. So, yeah. So what about you?
So wait, what was the question? I forgot. I was reading some of the comments.
Oh, well, go ahead. Read the comments.
Let's get to a few of these comments.
Okay.
Some people are saying maybe twice a week they're masturbating. Some are saying 3 to 7 times a week.
Hey, girl, get that.
Yeah. Hey, do it. do what works best for you and your
Yes.
schedule. But one thing that was very interesting is, one of the folks said, you got to move that stagnant energy.
You do.
Like that area, that sacral chakra area, you got to clear some of that out.
Yes.
And so masturbation is not just a, pleasure thing, but it's also a release. You're releasing
Cleansing,
things.
letting go.
And that's important.
That is really important. So I was straight on letting stuff go.
Yeah. Some things, if the question was, and to you all too, what are some things that have in the past made you stop or question or feel shame associated with masturbating? And for me, it was religion. I felt shame associated with my sexual desires, period. Like wanting to have sex with someone before marriage caused a great deal of anxiety in me. And when I did have sex with someone before marriage, it was not super pleasurable because my mind was not connected to the pleasure of my body. So those were things that really kind of stopped me and pulled me down.
I will agree with that. No. I think that I was like that, but I still had those desires, but still kind of but I still did that. I had sex before marriage, but thinking like, oh my God, my parents would kill me, or like the whole religious thing, or what is God thinking now. So it's very much like that, but I think now, I mean, things happen for a reason, but I wish I would have been more sexually expressive, or know more than
I like that phrase though, sexually expressive. Like instead of sexually repressed,
Right.
Couple people have came in and said that religion was something that had played a part, or maybe still does. I'm not sure. Parents being shaming the child.
Right.
One comment came through that said the mom was very slut shaming, and that's true.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how women are slut shamed.
Right. And men aren't.
And men aren't. Like
Right.
It's like, oh, you're masturbating. Okay, go ahead, do what you do, kind of thing. But it comes to the female side of it, and they're like, what you doing? Don't do that. Don't touch yourself.
Right.
All these things. So yeah, that plays a big part. Thank you, viewers, for sharing that. Anybody else have some things associated with masturbation that may have stopped them from truly enjoying their sexual experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it does play a part in that when you don't explore on yourself or can't touch yourself, or feel shame in touching yourself, I should say. When you have a partner, it's it kind of, I guess, limits you. I guess it would feel it may feel kind of limiting. That I should say it will limit you. It may limit you in those feelings because of the way that you were brought up, or with the shaming. But once you let go and be free and go on your sexual journey,
Listen,
girl,
free.
Yes, it is a wonderful thing.
Yes, one thing that you said that made me think of something was, shit, I just forgot it.
Ooh, it was on the tip of her tongue. I hate that.
We're talking about creating resentment within a relationship. So if there's two people in your relationship, right? Let's just say that's the case. And one person is masturbating on a continuous, they do it, they're open with it, they're not ashamed of it, because that's what they do. And they share that with you, like, yo, I just masturbated yesterday, or I'm about to masturbate right now, whatever the case may be. And then the other person does not masturbate because of their own blockages, or whatever the case may be. And so it can get to a place of resentment, like, oh, you always out here getting yours and masturbating, and I'm over here only getting it when we have sex. What the fuck?
Right.
That can legit breed some tenseness between the
Wow.
partners. Yeah.
But you can get yours too.
You can
Touch
get yours
yourself.
too.
Touch
You can get
yourself.
yours too. One good comment that came in is ethics around porn, thinking spirits, ancestors are watching and shaming, or making too much noise, so thinking of others instead of your own pleasure. That's pretty powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah, because when you're really into it, it's not uncommon for there to be sounds and moans and whatever else.
Oh.
Yeah, and like if you're thinking about, oh, what if the neighbors hear me, or oh, like that can really inhibit like you being in touch with your body.
Right.
So getting to the place where it's like, yo, I don't care if so and so hear me. You can see me on the streets and be like, oh, I heard her masturbating last night. You sure did. You sure did. I hope you was. I ain't heard nothing from your apartment. It's pretty crickets over there. You getting any?
I'm sexually free. Are you? Okay. Sorry about your luck. That's why you're so uptight.
Yes. Another comment that came in. You want to read this one?
From Megan?
Yes.
Our sexuality is always forced to be hidden away, but boys will be boys, making their sexual expression from a young age permissible.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would agree with that. And it's not necessarily every family that kind of goes into that, but I think like in general that is pretty true for our society.
Right.
Yeah.
And still you would think that it would have changed by now. I mean,
I think it's changing.
It's changing,
but we're not there yet.
Right.
We're not there yet.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Shout out to viewer Megan that says, you all are my inspiration, I swear.
Oh.
We're just giving out hearts. Yes. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so get your masturbation on.
Yes.
Touch yourself.
I've said this before. Set a calendar reminder, an event on your calendar, 7 to 9 or however you want. Like, set it up. Create that, like, safe space for yourself, that self-care. It needs to happen. Masturbate with others. Masturbate with your partner.
With your partner, I think that's sexy.
You can masturbate with your partner. You can masturbate in a group with different friends that you know you have like that connection with.
Maybe fondle each other.
Yes, there are so many ways to masturbate that there's no reason not to.
Did we go over all the ways?
Did we go over the ways to masturbate? Oh, we did not talk about the different types of.
Girl, get it quick, girl! Oh my God.
So my bad.
I knew it was business time.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Different ways.
Yes.
Just to help you all if you are
Yes.
struggling or stuck on just one thing. You may need to revamp. Go ahead.
So there's for the female, you have clitoral stimulation to reach orgasm. That's one way to masturbate. Then you can do vaginal masturbation, where you're either using a dildo or maybe your fingers or whatever it is to insert up the vaginal canal for a vaginal orgasm. And a clitoral orgasm feels different than a vaginal orgasm.
Yes.
Yeah. So for most people, the clitoral orgasm releases in like a tingling feeling throughout the body. Yeah, like on the skin, maybe even you might feel some tingles in your brain. That can be associated with the clitoral orgasm. And then you have a vaginal orgasm, which is...
What you gonna say, baby? Go ahead.
That orgasm, you feel deeper within. Like, you feel it inside.
Wood.
Up in there. Yes, up in there.
Up in there.
And the vaginal walls usually end up throbbing. So those are two different types of orgasms. Now you can combine those. Do a combo situation where you have clitoral stimulation and vaginal stimulation. You can use a toy like a rabbit vibrator. We will be talking about toys later on.
Yeah, someone just mentioned something.
Yes. tell us. Oh, so one of our viewers, I knew a lady at work who had a remote controlled vibrator against her clit, and when she got stressed or annoyed, she pressed the remote button.
Shut up, girl.
Listen.
At work?
Wait a minute.
Get yours, girl.
Wait a minute. Can I just, yes. Just a little like, oh, okay. I'm back.
And I probably saved your life. I'm just saying. From this little button, right? Just saying.
Like, I was just about to cuss you out.
Like,
but God gave me this button.
Right? I love that one. I love that.
Yes.
And it's well-known knowledge.
Mm.
Okay, that's good. That's good. She didn't go blind.
Nope, sure didn't. She alive and well.
Okay.
Enjoying her life. Her
Okay.
best life.
Her best life.
Okay. Okay, so another way to masturbate would be anal. Using butt plugs, anything that penetrates the anus to reach that orgasm is a way to masturbate. And usually at least for women, when you have an anal orgasm, you feel some of the same sensations of a clitoral orgasm, but it's around the sphincter of your butthole. It's around there that you feel that, like. For men, you can have your penile ejaculation for masturbation, and then also using anal too, tapping onto the prostate gland and having a prostate orgasm, which for men is usually like a full body situation. Yeah, a prostate or orgasm can be really intense for a guy.
Oh, I want to see.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, good, because I'm not perverted then. Because I'm like, I want to see what they pass out.
I mean, there
if
might
it's a
be
full body, I'm thinking like,
it's a full and again with the male you can do both. You can do your anal masturbation and penis masturbation. Like,
wow, they would probably be knocked out.
Bruh, might be done. Like,
done, son, out. Good 40 minutes. It's like you wanted to film it, just.
So there you go. And also you can receive masturbation from stimulating the different erogenous zones.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you don't necessarily have to touch your private part to receive an orgasm. If you're that in touch with your body where playing with different erogenous zones can arouse you so much towards an orgasm, do it, boo.
Yes, and remember Dr. Yonda Ragland, she talked about her toenail on her pinky toe, and she would just press that thing, I would go down and all that other stuff. Erogenous zone, toes, feet, there you go, boom.
Yep. There you go. So, multiple different ways to have a masturbation session, and different things to use, different parts of your body to tap into, but just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. Yeah.
Enjoy it. That's what it's there for. Jesus put it there. For all of us to have fun with that. Have fun with it. I'm just saying.
Anyway, okay, so I think we've covered everything.
I think we did. I mean, we saved the best for last because I want to know about that prostate. And then, I mean, whole body. Do we have a whole body master? Like, do we have a spot?
I mean, I've had one where I was just like,
the whole
I can't
body.
even. Yes, my whole body was just like, I can't even. I was just like, I was like, I can't even.
Oh. I don't know if I've had a. Oh God.
Listen, it's time. You have to wait for that. But don't feel pressured to get that. That actually, this is a good point to leave with you. If you're wanting to do masturbations to just have great orgasms, that's a result of it, but do not put the pressure on the orgasm because you miss the journey and also makes it harder to orgasm. That's both for men and women. When you're constantly pressuring yourself to have this great orgasm, it makes it harder to actually reach that because you're thinking about that versus being in the moment and feeling what you feel.
Right. Enjoy the process.
Yeah, enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just have fun.
Enjoy.
All right. So we are done, y'all.
Yes.
We appreciate everything. Thank you for always showing up and being active and a part of the discussion.
We love you all,
We
and
love it.
this group here is wonderful.
We love it. And we'll see you next week when we are talking about erotica and sex books.
Yes.
How you can use that in your relationship to like and get it popping.
Yeah. There could be some fantasies in there.
And we'll be having the
and
best.
all that. I remember some of my books too. Like, I mean, first page start off. You're like, oh snap, what is going?
That's what we talk about next week with
I can't
our
wait.
guest, Shakir. Did I say his name right?
Shakir Rashawn.
Yeah, Rashawn.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
That's next week. We love y'all. Have a great evening.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.